I walked upstairs, and in one of the rooms I heard footsteps start walking around me in a circle, and it walked probably about 3/4 of the way around me, but I was listening, and they were like hooves, not feet.
Oh, shit.
I don't know, but this place is different. It's strange. I wished everyone could have that experience and know wholeheartedly. Like, I'm not saying that ghosts are real. I'm saying there's something weird happening here.
Just not knowing exactly what I'm dealing with, first time ever here, it's just a little bit too much, honestly.
This house has stood since 1858. The oldest survivor in Garnett, Kansas. It was built as a hotel, a place for rest, but the ground it stands on never offered peace. Travelers came and went, soldiers marched through, drifters, gamblers, and killers found their way inside, and not everyone left. In 1864, widow Adeline Duran was found murdered in her home nearby. Her skull crushed, her throat cut. John Warren, who worked for the builder of this house, confessed, and he was hanged the very next day. Some say he fled back here to an attic room in the hotel after the crime. There's also a story of a woman named Sarah Potter who was kept inside these very walls, accused of poisoning Leon Phillips with arsenic. Stories that say this house may have even sheltered freedom seekers on the Underground Railroad, with a tunnel in the basement now sealed away. These tragedies we know, but there are countless other stories, some blurred by time, some lost in whispers, that add yet another layer to the darkness surrounding this house, and makes you wonder if this is what is fueling the reported paranormal activity here at the Garnett House.
I'm completely into this, like, because I want answers. Invested so much, it's still a hobby when you only pay for everything still, because everything I make goes into keeping this thing going. When I was up on the ladder right here, trying to repair the mortar or the plaster, and I just pieced out a piece of sheetrock to put in there. I was on the ladder. I had a guy here with me. He said he was going to go grab some lunch. He couldn't go out the normal door, so the only door we use. He went out the other door because I had a ladder there. And he was gone about 4 or 5 minutes had passed, and I hear him walk in and walk right up behind me. And I didn't turn around. I said, "Man, that was a record time for you." Nothing. And he walks very flat-footed, so it was his walk is what it sounded like, but nobody there.
So it was walking literally
It sounded like it came through the front room into here, right up to the bottom of the ladder. So I was waiting on him to answer me, and I'm just up there mudding, and no one responded. A live stream, I had on Periscope. It was like a live streaming platform. I was done for the night. I had my camera at the bottom of the stairs pointing up, and I said, "All right, guys, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get my equipment, shut everything off." The lights were off, but I went to get my equipment. I walked upstairs, and in one of the rooms I heard footsteps start walking around me in a circle, and it walked probably about 3/4 of the way around me, but I was listening, and they were like hooves, not feet. So when I heard that, I actually had a different feeling. If it was footsteps, I usually would be like, "What you doing, cowboy?" or something witty or something silly. And I said, I couldn't see. I just screamed no, and I followed the sound like this as it went around me, and it was several hooves, like not just two. It sounded like several, and it was almost like you could tell the front, and then there was some trailing ones, kind of like trailing around me. That was the most like freaky. If you don't count the thing upstairs, I'm not seeing, but just hearing the hoof steps. The first time I saw something, first or second, I'm trying to think which came first, was in the attic. Okay, so this first or second time was right here. It was like a head. This thing popped out, and it was just this pure white smile, and it in my mind. So I'm here. I hear some movement. I turn around, and it was almost like it did that, and I heard that sound in my head, but there was not physically hearing it, I don't think. But that's what I instantly, like, he's jacking with me. I mean, I was this far away. I heard the movement, and then I turned, and this was a white light in there at the time. It wasn't blue, and it was black right here, and I could see every facial feature. The only difference was every facial feature was also a different shade of black instead of the white smile that everyone sees, and that I have seen ones before. This was all blacked out, but very clown-like energy.
Justin's account of the grinner hangs in the air like a warning. That description, that unsettling smile, echoes through these walls, already heavy with so much darkness. As he moves upstairs to share more of the house's hidden stories, I feel paranoia creeping in. Could the negative energy left behind be fueling what we're about to face tonight?
Let me see it. Little doll on the floor. I came through here. Of course, I was on the phone the entire time when I was walking through here, so only paying half attention as I walked through, turning on lights and everything.
That one fall?
Yeah, it wasn't down when I was up here. It was sitting back. Like that, probably. We want people to, like, that was the big thing with this doll. Everyone said, oh, it was a floorboard. So I moved it from one side of the room to the other. And the floor does slope here, you know, it is slanted, but that's not causing her to come out of the chair.
I don't know if that was us bouncing around or what.
I did bounce. Hello? Don't be mad. I'm not trying to say you're not real, but don't throw shit at me.
Not sure if this was paranormal, but in the back of my mind, I'm wondering if his spirit was letting us know that they are there.
He's heavy, yeah. He's pretty heavy for what he is. I don't know what's inside of him.
And I know you just jumped, but, I mean, we'll have to see later.
I did. I jumped first, then I think I came back, and then I did something different, and then it fell.
Yeah, it wasn't like right away.
So I think in the last 3 months, 911 has been called 2 or 3 times. Now the cool thing is none of those were YouTubers, but they were, you know, genuine people. I felt like some of them were, I mean, we're talking like an 80-year-old guy was here, you know, who takes it very seriously, a very, very intelligent guy. And they even got a hold of me instead of calling 911. And I said, do you want me to call the police for you? Because I know the officer here. And they said, yeah. But it lasted 10 to 15 minutes for all 3 groups, and they actually caught it all on audio. And the recorder was downstairs. The officer, he's like, I'm not shitting you, it sounds human. You can hear him walking, you hear the dragging, you hear him walk up to the recorder, shuffling stuff. And so he played it for me, I got to hear it, and it's, what? And they have a lot of 911 records for that, and for calls that come from the house. We don't even have a landline. And they came to me, the officer the other day, I said, hey, tell me all the calls on record that you can, you know, that you're able to tell me. And I used to work for the sheriff's department, and I kind of know, I'm familiar with like what to look for, and simple as looking up an address. 2019, we had to call, the ambulance came there for a woman who had, I don't remember what he said now, something, and I said, no, dude, that didn't happen. Like, I would have absolutely known. I said, that ambulance never came there. And so we follow the notes up, and it's like, yeah, there was no answer. Like, so they responded, but there was no one that came to the door. Okay, so yeah, that door there is the other door that opens. In fact, the thing the camera caught was, I had a camera in there, this door was open, and it caught this door. And only one time. I think the door was probably like that or something. And this was maybe a year after buying the place. And so the camera actually, you hear footsteps or movement of some sort, and then the camera in there looking through this, you see this come all the way open, hits the wall. Then you hear the sound of the lock, and then you hear the footsteps walk away. So when you add other things to it, and it wasn't like a windy day, you know, you can usually hear the wind whistling, it's not happening, but then you have that, and footsteps, and a key sound. That's cool. This one, just sometimes I've actually had it open on command.
As Justin moves into the next room, we think we start hearing some things and maybe even seeing something. It was a brothel at one time from what I heard.
Yeah, we haven't found that documented, however.
You haven't found it documented?
But I've had locals come and actually tell me this was absolutely a brothel, and that their great uncle would come here after he came home from the war because it was the best place to get some. But other things like the school, it was a school, photography studio, at least a couple times I believe, There's a jail for a couple people, at least one,
Does anyone complain about their batteries dying in here?
all the time. Yeah, like the last few groups have said.
This said 2 hours when I put it in.
The last few groups have said that to me. That I wished you were still in there.
Are you seeing shadows?
Yes.
Okay,
that was
I
a
was
big
gonna say
one.
something before because I was looking out there
That was a
in
big
this
one.
room and I kept seeing something.
A lot of neighbors have reported seeing a woman in this window. See like a white mist looking thing right here, but it goes away. But what it is it's actually this much of someone's feet, and they turn and it walks away. But you can see the definition of the foot if you know what to look for. That's the window that neighbors have said that when they were kids, they'd walk by here and see a woman standing in that window. That it was used for. Did you hear that?
Was that your stomach?
That was a moan, like a whoa.
Yeah, I heard it.
That was loud. It sounded like it was right beside me.
Footage
Dude,
now.
that was crazy. That was like moaning. Did you hear it?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the most deja vu place I've ever been. It's everything we keep talking about I've
great.
experienced.
That's
And
great.
I just brought this up.
Well, I told you earlier, I'll spend 20-some years looking and experiencing little things, and they've all happened to me here. It's strange. I wished everyone could have that experience and know wholeheartedly. Like, I'm not saying that ghosts are real. I'm saying there's something weird happening here. Like, I don't know what it is. I've seen things and shadows and heard things and I've been hissed at, and I don't know what it is. Are we haunting ourselves from different realities and timelines? I don't know, but this place is different.
Just to let you guys know, we do have a camera right there, night vision, shooting this way because apparently there's a entity they call the Grinner here at this location. I, don't know how accurate this painting is of it, but apparently someone or multiple people saw this exact figure here. All right, let's go. I am doing this paranormal investigation solo, and not knowing what to expect tonight, I do have some paranoia creeping over me because of what they describe of this Grinner, which sounds like a mocking spirit to me. I'm gonna go stand in this room. So, anyways, I do have a voice recorder here to kind of capture like every single way in this second. What the heck? I don't know if there's anybody in here, but did you just hear that? Second. Was that a doll that fell? It was. Where did that come from? Kind of threw me off because I didn't expect to hear that coming up the stairs. I don't know if that fell out of the attic because it's shut. Oh man, I can't remember if that attic door was shut. Anyways, that just threw me off hardcore. But this was not on the ground earlier. I know that for a fact. If that was you, that's okay. I just got startled because I didn't expect to hear something fall as soon as I walk up the stairs. Why is this on the ground? Was this on the ground earlier is the question. What is going on up here? It might have been up there, I'm not sure. It could have been up there, I'm not sure. Let's just hold this door for a moment. This is what fell. Why is that sound? This isn't... How did that make so much noise? I went back to earlier footage from the walkthrough, and as you can see, there is a doll sitting up on the door frame, and the attic is shut. But like, look. That's all the noise it made. That's fine. Thank you for doing that. I do appreciate it. I'm just trying to analyze everything. If you like this doll, come play with it here, okay? So, okay, I'm hearing more noise, guys. I don't know if you heard that. Hello? There's a lot of noise going on, but I don't know where you're at. At this time, I still don't know what that sound was, but I am speculating maybe
It's
it was
okay.
the closet door.
I appreciate it if that is you. So I should say it's windy as heck outside too. As you can tell, this thing is blowing in, guys. But that is not what I'm hearing. I've been hearing the wind all day. I heard some weird noise up in the attic or somewhere within that room, and then I saw that doll on the floor. I feel like if the attic was actually shutting, that ball would have fallen that's actually there by it as well. Just because it's light, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just trying to make sense of it. All right, you guys, you got me on my heels now. I'm gonna just sit here and be quiet. If you want to just have some conversation, that would be great. I'm just hearing the weirdest sounds, guys. I don't know what I'm hearing. Oh my God. Hold on. I just dropped my camera. That was nothing paranormal. There's a lot of noise going on today, guys. I don't know what's all that about, but it's
With
fine.
the extreme paranoia flooding over me and the loud bang we just heard, I am obviously
second
very
there.
flustered at the moment.
Was someone accused of doing some crime they didn't do here?
At this time, I try interacting with any spirits in the location to try to wild up some activity or get some intelligent responses.
I'm listening because it sounds like there's voices, and I think it might be outside. Are you trying to speak? Am I hearing you? No, I think it's just the wind. I don't know, but whatever all that noise was, that was kind of just, that was some crazy stuff because that was so loud. If somebody is here with me at the moment, up on these stairs, can you speak into this voice recorder for me so I can hear you? You can say anything you want. I'm just trying to figure out if you're, doctor, have something to do with the Underground Railroad, or if there's something more going on that we don't know about. If that's the case, it's your time to actually start saying something. There was somebody caught up there before who may or may not have done the crime they committed. Did you commit the crime? If no, make a noise up there.
At this moment, I feel like I have eyes on me, and I feel like I may be intruding too much.
Very curious person. If you guys can't tell, spirits, I'm very curious about what's going on here. Probably more curious than any other place I've ever been. In time I'm asking these questions, you want to be in the affirmative to say yes? Make a noise for me, like a knock. You don't have to do all that crazy loud bang, whatever that was. That was kind of crazy. Are you just some sort of entity? Okay, I just heard something very faintly, but it was there. I don't know if the camera audio is picking that up. Are you non-human? Can you bang for yes? Are you up in the attic? I can't get up there, so if you want to just stay away from me and knock, that's great. Are you up there?
At this time, I'm hearing what sounds like a footstep followed by a creak. You can tell by my facial reaction that I'm thinking I'm hearing something, but I'm uncertain because it's so windy outside and I'm trying to discern what I'm hearing. Put some headphones on, let me know what you think.
had a couple dolls already, or a few dolls actually, fall off. Whether or not they were actually up on the door frames or whatever, right, is something we can question. But what's crazier is seeing a doll on the ground just in this room and then hearing that bang beforehand and then seeing that doll. Hello?
Although I'm skeptical to be sharing this with you, at this time, my audio recorder downstairs is picking up what sounds like a melody coming from a piano. Although there is no piano in the building, my other audio devices did not capture this sound.
Hello? Hello?
A little bit later, as I'm walking and talking to our viewers on TikTok, I encounter this.
That voice recorder's amazing with capturing sound, so yeah, that one threw me out. What the heck? I don't know if you guys just heard that, but I know there's a wind-up doll up there, and I just heard the sound. It threw me out. It threw me out. It threw me out.
It is hard to conclude this is paranormal at the moment, just because the doll could be
It's one
dysfunctional.
of those wind-up ones,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
So, to me, I would say, okay, well, I came, I tapped on that, and it didn't do anything. We know now that it did a little bit. But if in the middle of the night you guys are in and it starts doing that, that's at least interesting.
Yeah.
Now, if you walk by and 100 times it don't happen, and then you walk by and it does happen, I still say, well, you did walk by. It could have been that it vibrated, but it's still interesting.
Upstairs, some things made me skeptical. The wind, the uneven floors, even the dolls on the ground. But the bang was different. It overshadowed everything.
Second. What the heck?
Replaying in my mind, almost like the house wanted me to remember it. After wrapping up the first walkthrough, I headed downstairs to take a break before continuing.
I'm going downstairs. If you want to make ruckus up here again,
The
go
longer
ahead.
I'm in the location, the more I seem to be warming up to it. However, I still feel some paranoia.
I'm just listening because I'm hearing. I don't know if that's a radio. I don't know. Sometimes I'll just be quiet in this place, and it sounds like I hear like distant talking, but it's very low. I feel like I'm hearing music. I have the shotgun mic on my camera that would be able to pick that up better than this. So I need to grab that real quick. Yeah, I don't know what that music is. I'm just gonna put the record button on. There has to be some sort of wind chimes or something. That's too. Hello? I'm just gonna sit right here for a second. Now I'm not hearing it. Okay, now I'm hearing it again. Guys, I'm gonna take you outside for just a second. Just to see if we hear anything outside. It's gonna be cold as hell right here. And if you hear a door slam, it's this one right here that keeps blowing up. I'm not hearing it like I was in the building.
My voice recorder caught what sounded like piano music earlier in the night, although I didn't hear it with my own ears at the time. At this point, I did hear music myself, but no device actually recorded it. Two separate unexplained moments, strange enough to make me pause, but I can't say for sure what it was. After hearing this music, in my mind, I'm thinking activity could be happening at any moment, so I decided to go back upstairs.
There's somebody in this room still. If there's a message you want to get out, now's the time. So I do appreciate you being here, and actually allowing me to investigate, because I've traveled a long ways to come here. Was there a man that was hiding at some point up there in the attic? Can you tell me what your name was? Or is, if you're here? I thought there was like something walking around me for a moment, because the floor was creaking, which could have been me, but like it just was little taps at a time. Tell me what it is about this attic, because for some reason I've been attracted to this attic all night. Are you trying to keep people out? Is that what you're doing? You don't want us up there in the attic? Hey guys, I don't know what it is, but I'm just like this attic. There's just something about it. I don't know why. If you shut that attic door, am I on the right track or something? Like, that was loud.
I heard the loudest sound on the stairs, and then I heard 2 footsteps. At the time, I actually thought somebody was actually coming up the stairs, so I had to lean over the rail to take a look.
If you shut that attic door, I heard the biggest creaks downstairs or on the stairs or something. But here's what I'm going to tell you, spirits. If you're up here, I'm going to go back downstairs. If you hear what I'm saying and have been hearing what I've been saying, all you have to do is make some sort of noise. And that will confirm everything I've been asking today if you're actually here. That's all. Anything on the ground in here? Nope. I haven't heard that red pod next to the K2 go off all day. We're going to sit here for just a moment and see if we hear anything actually happen.
I spend some time downstairs on the TikTok live as I wait to see if there's any intelligent responses from upstairs.
And now, the reason I've been sitting here for so long, guys, is because I'm hoping to hear something upstairs. And if I start hearing something, I'm going back up there. Did you hear that? That was different. If I start hearing something, I'm going back up there. If I start hearing something, I'm going back up there. If I start hearing something, I'm going back up there. All right, well, I guess we're going back up because it sounded like something just fell. Was it in here? Oh, wow. Yeah, as soon as I said that. Hold on, let me grab my camera real quick.
Was it coincidence? Or was a spirit listening to me when I said that if I hear something upstairs, that I will go up there?
Because it sounded like something just fell. Hello? What fell this time? It sounded like something fell. Okay, that curtain's got to stop doing that. Oh my goodness, that's what I heard. All right, so this is what I heard fall. That was up there. I'm pretty sure. Who was up here moving this? Told you guys I heard something. Anything else move? Can you knock something else off while you're at it? Can you just start sending them all off onto the ground maybe? Are you trying to get me up here? I'm confused. I think maybe you're trying to make it known you're here. I just don't know how else to approach you or what you want. Is there something you can tell me? Can you knock another one off? I better turn around because there's dolls up on the door here. Do you not like the dolls up there? If so, knock one of them off. Right now. I don't know, just because like this house leans so much. I don't know if she just fell because of that. Something just to keep in mind, but watch I put you there. Alright, spirits, I'm gonna go back downstairs. If you knock another doll over in here, I'll hear it. But I need you to do it for a reason. If you want the dolls out of here, totally, I want you to drop this doll in the middle, the white doll with the red shoes. If you want the dolls in here, send down one of these two.
I'm a little skeptical of the doll falling from the window rod just because I don't know how well these dolls are actually sitting up on top of these window rods and door frames. So with that said, I head back downstairs to see if we hear anything else.
Alright, so we're listening again for any sort of noise. If a certain doll is on the floor, that means something, okay? In fact, if you can hear me, maybe shut a door upstairs instead if you don't want to do it on camera. I heard something that didn't sound like the wind. Oh man. If something else is on the ground up there, that's going to be insane. Who's ready?
I believe I hear something fall on the floor upstairs. Was something trying to get my attention and get me back upstairs?
Alright guys. So the two dolls there have not moved. Oh, what the hell?
Right at this moment, it sounds like something was thrown upstairs.
Every time I'm coming up the stairs, something falls.
I start looking around to see what that noise was, to see if I see anything on the floor. However, I am still a little skeptical because I don't know how well these objects are on the window sills or wherever they were placed.
What that could have been.
But at the same time, I feel like something is actually warming up to me.
There's something in here since it's so windy. Really startled me coming up the stairs like that. Sorry if it's shaky, but oh, damn. Okay, I'm pretty sure I accidentally hit that out of the light. But that's what it sounded like, too. Okay. What fell? Was it this brick? I think it might have been that. And that's kind of weird. If that was what fell and then I accidentally hit a same brick in here, it's like something was telling me. What the world? I'm telling you, this place, ever since I got here, is the biggest deja vu that I can remember. That's what I heard in...
Okay.
This is the most deja vu place I've ever been. It's everything we keep talking about. I've experienced.
Well, I told you earlier, I'll spend 20 some years looking and experiencing little things, and they've all happened to me here.
Well, that one I knocked out just now. I think it was sitting on that lantern when I was walking out of the red curtain. Can somebody tell me what happened in this room, please?
And I can see that there is no toy block sitting there on the floor. Could this toy block be what we heard?
And then I knock a brick out of this lantern, I think. It sounded exactly like what I heard coming up the stairs. And then we go in here and see the brick. It's like I was being pointed to it. What's in this room? Is this where it all started? That had to be it.
I decided to call it a night, but this isn't the end of the activity.
I mean, I'm brave, but like, it's just a lot. There's heaviness here. Just not knowing exactly what I'm dealing with the first time ever here, it's just a little bit too much, honestly. I mean, you guys have heard it. I mean, there's wind, of course, but then we hear stuff fall and bricks falling, little toy bricks. There's just too much going on. Like, I get paranoia, then it goes away, then it comes back. And it feels like I'm being scouted out on like what gets to me and what doesn't. I'm hearing footsteps right now. I was a teenager then. I was like 18 or something like that. I don't remember. 17. I was investigating this place. I don't know if you guys heard any of that, but it sounded like footsteps, like up but over towards the back of the place. Like as if you're coming up off the stairs, just straight forward.
Being here alone on this investigation was like anything I've ever felt. The paranoia, the heaviness in the air. It was as if the house itself was aware of my presence. The stories and claims tied to this place are astounding. Many investigators have come here chasing the unknown. Objects moving on their own, voices calling out from empty rooms, footsteps that seem to follow. Some say that this is the most active location they've ever set foot in. Tonight I witnessed unexplained bangs echoing through the halls.
Second.
Possible disembodied footsteps. At the time, I actually thought somebody was actually coming up the stairs, so I had to lean over the rail to take a look.
If you shut that attic door,
and maybe even a toy block being thrown.
oh,
Each sound seemed to be carried with intention, like something wanted to make itself known. The history of this house runs deep. Some of its stories are recorded, others shrouded in mystery. While a few experiences can be rationalized, I can't ignore the sense that something far darker may linger here. I've always believed energy can attach to places, but here it feels different. It feels driven. Perhaps what once influenced the tragedies within these walls wasn't human at all. If that's true, then what we encountered tonight might not just be residual energy. It could be a sign that evil doesn't simply fade with time. It lingers, patient, hoping to be seen again. And as unsettling as that thought is, I know this investigation isn't over. I will return to the 1858 Garnett House, and this time with even more courage and with one goal in mind. If spirits exist, I will try to capture undeniable proof.